Hey everybody, welcome back. It's this Georgiana again with Expressions Craft Studio. And yesterday, well, I ended up posting it today, but yesterday I did a video with some quilling. I'm trying to get back into crafting, and I thought this would be a good way to get my crafting juices flowing again. So I am using a video. It's called Paper Quilling Leaves in 30 Styles, and the name of the creator is Shivani Creations. The video's from 3 years ago, and yesterday, well, I had been working on them. So yesterday I kind of did a summary of all the ones I had worked on and kind of went over what I had been able to do with the Cricut when I ran out of green. So I was able to cut strips with the Cricut. So today I'm on leaf 14, and I've decided maybe I'll just try to do one leaf a day, because there is a little bit of prep and story, that goes with it. So this was the first template I did. Now she tells you in her instructions to use half a strip of this or a quarter strip of that, but I don't know how long her strips are. Mine that I'm using are 11 inches. Actually, they're not even 11, they're 10.5 inches. So I didn't cut my strips based on her recommendation because, like I said, I don't know what size her strips are. So the first one I did came out kind of large. It's got glued right on it. So it came out kind of large, which is okay. You want them in different sizes, but I really wanted to focus on a smaller one. So I did end up taking my 10.5 inch strips. Now I've already gone and kind of loosened the fibers like I showed you yesterday. And I went ahead and cut them in half so that I could get smaller leaves, and that's what those two are. So we're going to finish this. I've already coiled everything except for the one centerpiece, so we'll do that real quick. And again, I cut those in half as well. It just helps me make them smaller. Now obviously the thickness of your paper is going to determine how big or small that you want to glue your coils together. And that's kind of, at least for me, it's just a matter of, playing with it until I find a shape that I like. So like I said, I cut these in half. I cut the lime green ones in half as well. I coiled them up, and then I dropped them, trying not to uncoil it in my hand. I dropped them in the number 12 slot here. And I just kind of tap it out and let it finish spreading out. And it's going to get glued between these two lime green pieces. I still need to shape that one. Now I could have even made that an 11, but I didn't on the first two, so I tried to keep them consistent anyway. And that just would have made it a little bit smaller and a little bit easier to fit in between there. Because this is cardstock. It's Recollections 60 or 65 pound, whatever it is, cardstock, and so it's a little stiffer, a little thicker. So there's the center of the flower, and you're just going to, once you've got that glued, you're just going to pinch both ends to make your basic leaf shape. Now at this point we're kind of done with this, so let me just move that off to the side, and we'll go ahead and shape this one. This one you kind of want it, I call it a moon shape. I can't remember exactly what she called it, but it's basically the same as the flower, but you just kind of want to put a little pressure in the center to round it out in the center a little bit, and then that way these will fit together like so. So we'll go ahead and glue those. Now these are little tiny, and my fingers don't seem to be as agile as they once were, but I managed to get it done. It just sometimes takes me a couple tries, and I want to pinch it from both the edges and the top and bottom, because I want to keep them lined up. Okay. So I'll put a little bit of glue here. We'll put this one on the outside. She kind of does everything on her board, but for some reason, even though it is kind of fiddly, I feel like I have better control over it in my hand. And then just again pressing it down to make sure it's kind of flat, making sure that glue is set. And then I'm going to take, so I also cut the center in half, the dark green in half, and that's what I'm going to use on the outside. So we're going to put this on here. I tried to use the gel glue today. I mentioned I was going to try and switch to that. I couldn't even get it out of the bottle, so I gave up. Once I'm ready to get started on something, I'm ready to get started. So it'll have to wait for another day. I'm still using the Aleene's quick dry tacky glue. Okay, so once that's set, then you're just going to tightly wrap that. And I think we want to leave that tail. So wrap that around and glue it down. And then she just kind of pieced them all together like so. Just glued them together. So let's try. Let's see, I'm going to put the glue over here. And then I can go back and glue it between the petals if I need to. Or, you know, glue the petals together. Yeah. Alright, let's do this side. Kind of want it a little lower. Well, maybe I don't. Okay. So, put a little glue here on that inside stem. And again, I just press it both from top and bottom and the sides to make sure that everything stays lined up. And so then you can, if you want, go back and put a little glue in there, and I think I will. And it just kind of depends on if you want them to spread out or not. And should I do that one as well? Yeah. Yeah, I think I will. Just put a little bit right there. Let that set. Now you can see my strips down here. I didn't get them glued all the way. I'll probably end up cutting those off, but in the meantime, until I decide how long I want them, I'm going to go ahead and glue them. That just helps make it a little stiffer, holds its shape a little bit better. So there is today's quilled leaf from Shivani Creations. And let me see, I've got a piece of paper here. There we have it. It's cute, and I like the contrast. So that's leaf number 14. So tomorrow we'll do 15. And, or at least that's the plan. Plans are subject to change on a whim. But that's the plan. So tomorrow we'll work on leaf number 15. But isn't that cute? I think it's so cute. All right, thanks everybody, and I'll see you again tomorrow.